youths and viewers. My name is Kiss, and welcome back to KTB Network. Today I'm reacting to ranking how useless Rosalina is in every Mario game. I have beef with this chick. Every time I'm playing Mario Party with friends, or I can't stand her. I don't know why. I'm on the hate train. You know, especially with this. Who made you the queen of the universe? Like, who decided that? I mean, obviously Nintendo did, but at the same time, it's like that Illuminati hair. Not to put on my tinfoil hat and everything, but like, move your damn hair. But okay, yeah, let's react to this. By the way, like and subscribe if you vibe. Become a beaut today. Alright, let's stop this. By Jeremy Klinger. Okay.
Rosalina, everyone's favorite Super Mario series princess. Sometimes
Everyone's favorite?
she's a central part of the story that has more power over things than Mario, and other times she's just a cool Easter egg or roster filler. Today, we're gonna look at Rosalina's character in every single game she appears in and rank her from worthless to elite. Super Mario Galaxy introduced the princess. She was this mysterious, mellow, but clearly very powerful character that seemed to have
Maybe this might change my mind about her. Obviously, I'm keeping an open mind, but we have beef.
a deeper and more comprehensive understanding of the universe than anyone else in the game. She even has her very own cosmos exploring ship in the Comet Observatory, and she travels with no other humans, her only companions being the Lumas. Her tale is a very lonely one, and they drop some lore about her backstory through the storybook, which kinda explains how she ended up here with a bunch of star people, but leaves you with more questions than answers. Character aside, her role in the story is a pretty straightforward one. Bowser steals all the stars that were powering her ship, and steals Peach from Mario, so the two team up to take down a common enemy. And by team up, I mean she's his ride there. He's doing all the actual dangerous stuff himself. Once the observatory's fully powered up, she drives it straight to the center of the universe to give Mario a shot at Bowser, while she chills on the sidelines. After they're successful though, a massive black hole forms and it starts to envelop the entire universe. But Rosalina's Lumas sacrifice themselves to allow the universe to be reborn, thus resetting everything and leaving Mario, Peach, and Bowser confused in a field. She briefly explains the phenomenon to Mario, which I know damn well he didn't understand a word of, and that's all we see of her. Mysterious Space Lady definitely could have done more here, but providing so much context to the player and getting Mario where he needed to go certainly contributed quite a bit. She's pretty darn helpful. Mario Kart Wii's the first time Rosalina was made playable, and it came out less than a year after Galaxy, so
That looks like fun.
they were very eager to give her a larger role in this series. To even out the amount of light, medium, and heavyweight characters, this game puts Rosalina as a heavy, I guess because she's tall or something. But as weird as that is, it actually makes her a super viable character in the competitive scene. Funky on the Flame Runner and Daisy on the Mach Bike are top two, but Rosalina rocking the Flame Runner
Because she's tall.
is not far behind. So being a top tier playable character, I'm gonna give her elite. It's as elite as she could be in this game.
Oh yes, I remember that game. I loved Wii so much. It's kind of surprising that it didn't sell as well.
In Galaxy 2, she takes a step back compared to the first game. Story-wise, she's just not involved. She appears after you beat the game to say hi to her Luma and to thank Mario, but her claiming to watch over the cosmos is just straight up lies. Bowser was threatening the entire universe, and not once did she get her hands dirty. The only time you see her throughout the main game is through the Cosmic Guide, which is like her spirit or something. If you die too many times in a stage, she'll step in and possess Mario to show him how it's done, which actually does make things easier. It allows you to collect a bronze version of the star, which ticks up the counter and allows you to move on in the game, or you can just use it to try and see how you should tackle the level. Either way, it comes in handy. I don't want to put her in the same tier as Galaxy 1 because that's her debut and she's seen a lot less here, but honestly, she contributes about the same, so I'm putting this in pretty helpful. Like Mario Kart Wii, she's once again an unlockable character in 7, but unlike that game, she's kinda a mid to below average character. She's a cruiser class player, which means her acceleration is ass and her top speed tries to compensate for that, but just doesn't do enough. Handling is solid, but the skill ceiling's a lot lower than some other characters. On the bright side though, she finally gets her own track, Rosalina's Ice World. Show me in the source material where she has a fucking ice world, but the vibes are solid and the night sky with the observatory are pretty to look at. Still a very average playable role. Sky with the observatory are pretty to look at. Still a very the source material where she has a fucking ice world, but the vibes are solid. Show me in the source material where she has a fucking ice world, but the vibes are solid and the night sky with the observatory are pretty to look at. Still a very average playable role.
It seems like she would. I think that's why they did that.
In Mario Party Island Tour, she only makes a small cameo, appearing at the end of the Rocket Road stage to celebrate with the winner, and she doesn't even say anything, so worthless. In Super Mario 3D World, Rosalina is one of 5 playable characters, but unlike to celebrate with the winner, and she in Tour, she only makes a small cameo, appearing at the end of the Rocket Road stage to celebrate with the winner, and she doesn't even say anything, so worthless.
Island Tour, okay.
In Super Mario 3D World, Rosalina is one of 5 playable characters, but unlike the other 4, she's not available until after you beat the game, which sucks. But there's no shortage of stuff to do after that point. There's a ton of more challenging bonus content, and Rosalina with her spin jump is debatably the best character in the game, so taking on these harder levels is a lot more manageable with her. Since this is the only time she's part of the playable cast in a mainline game, I think it's only fair I toss it up in Elite.
That looks like fun.
She's once again an unlockable racer in Mario Kart 8, and is there from the start in 8 Deluxe. And in the most recent version of the game, with all the stats being tweaked and finally locked in, Rosalina is an above average character. Not the highest tier, but at the very least competitively viable, and that's more than we can say for a role in Mario Kart 7. Also, Ice World comes back and serves as her only featured stage, so it's still a rather average role from her overall. Mario Golf World Tour introduces Rosalina as a paid DLC character in the Star Pack. Paid DLC, as in not in the base game, which kind of forces my hand. Worthless. Stat-wise though, she has a
I could never get into Mario on like the DS unless it was Super Mario or like the Game Boy Mario games. But other than that, I could never play Mario on a small screen.
Further drive than Donkey Kong. What? Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS marked her Smash debut and pissed off just about every Waluigi fan on the planet. She's a pretty unique character though, bringing along her Luma to give this game the closest thing to 2 characters at once as it could handle. Sorry, Ice Climbers, and I played as her a ton when I was a kid. Apparently she ranked consistently high in the competitive scene too, never falling below a top 10 character and almost always being S tier and top 5. That being the case, I think it belongs up there with Mario Kart Wii as an elite playable inclusion. Also, getting invited to Smash Bros. After only existing for like 6 years is wild.
Is she still in the recent Smash Bros. Games? I don't know. I haven't tried.
Mario Party 10 makes Rosalina playable, and since Mario Party characters all play the exact same...
I have it, but I haven't. I have to unlock characters.
She's playable and average.
So let me know.
Now, she does have her own board if you tap her amiibo into the game, but all the Mario series amiibo do, and they're basic as hell, so it doesn't help. Also, from this point on, every Mario Party game makes her playable, so the remainder of the modern era games are going average with it. In Mario Kart Arcade GP DX, Rosalina was added as a playable character alongside Metal Mario in late 2015. And I'll be honest, I've never played this cabinet with a steering wheel that actually worked, so I can't tell a big difference between the characters and assume Rosalina is pretty darn average.
I remember the times of arcade games in movie theaters.
In Mario Maker, she only appears as a mystery mushroom skin in the 8-bit gameplay style, and since it's only a costume and not really her, it's going down in worthless. In Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, Rosalina is a power-type character, and she makes a return in Tennis Aces as a tricky character, both of which are usable and average playable inclusions. I don't know how it took until 2016 for Rosalina to make it into a Mario and Sonic game, but she eventually did for Rio and came back in 2020 for Tokyo, and these games have pretty balanced rosters overall, so playable. Mario Sports Superstars divides characters into simple archetypes like most of the other sports games. Rosalina is a power type that's available from the start, and other average. Mario Odyssey doesn't feature Rosalina herself in any way, but it does have a couple Easter eggs in the dark side of the moon that show her 8-bit sprite art. Cool, useless. Worthless. She was planned to be featured as a street musician, most likely in New Donk City, but never made it into the game, and still would have been worthless. Smash Ultimate brings every fighter back, and in Rosalina's return, she's no longer in the top handful of characters, but she's still on the higher end of most competitive tier lists. Her moveset remains unchanged, and having that Luma once again gives her a major advantage in a lot of situations.
Wow.
I'm willing to go pretty helpful with this one, because she's not a lead anymore, but stands out in a good way more than she does in most of her other playable roles. Dr. Mario World is a mobile game that brings everyone and their mother into a playable role, and by playable, I mean they chill in the corner of the screen while you play, and when characters like Dr. Baby Wario and Dr. Dolphin are playable options, it really waters down the inclusion. I'm going worthless. Like the last game, Mario Kart Tour is a mobile game that features a slew of characters that never deserve to be playable in a Mario Kart game, so I gotta double down on this. Worthless. Super Rush makes her a playable character from the start for the first time in a Mario Golf game, and yeah, that's about it. Average playable role. And speaking of which, Mario Strikers Battle League is a mid-ass game. Seeing the series get brought back after all those years was super exciting, and then what we got was the most bare-bones and lackluster Mario sports game on the Nintendo Switch. Rosalina's a solid character though, and she was included in the launch roster when Daisy wasn't, which was an interesting choice, but still leaves her as pretty average. Rosalina plays a fairly large role in Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, but it paints her to be less helpful than ever before. She gets possessed by the main villain Cursa, who uses her power to spread evil across the galaxy, and that creates a bigger problem for Mario and Co to clean up. She does eventually get rescued and contributes a little for the final battle, but it's really not that much, and doesn't make up for actively making things worse the other 99% of the game. So she's going for one final worthless, and there you have it.
Okay, alright. Damn. Well, I could agree with that. Damn, worthless. But subscribe to this, man. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about this ranking. I thought it was pretty accurate. I mean, I played some of these games, so, but not all of them. Yeah. But, you know, let me know what other videos you want me to react to. Gaming videos. Like and subscribe if you vibe, become a beaut today. And I'll see you guys in the live streams or in the next reaction video. Bye.